The paper we're diving into today is The Collapse of Theism, a cosmological, teleological, and ontological rebuttal through Lawson's One Theory of Everything by Joey Lawsin. Quite a mouthful, huh?
Yeah, it really is. But, what a title. It's laying its cards right out on the table. So, what's the core problem this paper tackles? Basically, it questions whether we need the idea of God at all to explain the universe, right?
Exactly. Lawson's core challenge is to those classic philosophical and theological arguments, the cosmological, the teleological, and the ontological. He's saying, we don't actually need a divine creator to account for why the universe exists, why it seems designed, or why we even have the concept of God in the first place.
Which is, a pretty big claim. Lawson tries to pull this all together using what he calls the single theory of everything, or STO for short. It's his own philosophical framework.
Right, and he introduces this idea of generated interim emergence, or GIE, which basically says that things exist because other things cause them to exist, not because some being decided to create them.
So he's kind of flipping that first cause argument. The classical cosmological argument goes, well, everything has a cause, so there must be a first uncaused cause, and that's God. But Lawson's like, nah, what if everything is just the result of causes and effects in a self-sustaining chain? No divine intervention needed.
Yeah, and he doesn't stop there. For the teleological argument, the one about design and purpose, Lawson points to natural processes. Like, he gives the example of fire. With just the right materials and instructions, meaning fuel, oxygen, and a spark, fire happens naturally. No mystical spark plug needed.
Or music. He brings up natural music, the sounds of wind or birds or water. These can all be explained by the interaction of materials and physical laws, with no supernatural composer writing some cosmic symphony.
The approach is very physical and, mechanistic in a way, but I kind of like that Lawson doesn't make it cold or boring. He even goes into this marble paradigm scenario. Imagine the universe started with, just a marble and a simple rule that it should duplicate itself. Pretty soon, you've got this exploding universe full of marbles, all through natural processes.
The model's sort of abstract, but it gets the point across. Complexity can just emerge out of simple, repeated actions, if the right materials and instructions are there. It raises the question, do we really need a designer if the universe has built-in rules?
And then he hits the ontological argument too. So, questioning why humans have this idea of God in the first place. He says, maybe it's all just, a side effect of how our minds work. Cognition and perception building patterns that aren't really there.
Yeah, there's this bit about inscription by design, which is Lawson's idea that the materials and instructions for the universe are intrinsic to it, embedded, not decreed from above. That makes the origins of everything a kind of natural inevitability, not the result of supernaturally imposed will.
Okay, this is maybe off track, but it all reminds me of, dominoes. You line them up and tip the first one, and then action, reaction, with no need for a guiding hand past that first push. Except in Lawson's version, the dominoes also set themselves up?
Sort of, yeah. It gets strange, how did the first marble appear? But Lawson's point is, even that can be seen as a function of inherent laws, not outside intention. He's not tying everything up in a neat bow, but he gives, a framework that lets you look at things with new eyes.
So if you're listening and wondering why this matters, I think Lawson's work is a nudge to question our assumptions. The big takeaway is, academic theories, even sweeping ones like this, are here to help us explore, not hand us ultimate truths.
Definitely. Whether you agree or not, it's just another way to remind ourselves. The search for meaning or purpose or origins, it's ongoing. And sometimes a new lens, even a naturalistic and marbly one, can help us see things a little differently.
And that's the beauty of philosophy and science. Not answers, but better questions. So let's keep thinking about the dominoes and maybe open up to more conversations like this.
Agreed. Until next time.